Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Tara, and we are going to talk about the Twilight Zone, Season 1, Episode 6. It's called Escape Clause. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. And as Tara desperately tries to find her escape clause from this show, I, I will ask her, did you enjoy Escape Clause?
Yes, I thought this episode was a total blast.
So,
I don't know if you want to get into the details first, but yeah, it's great. A really fun episode.
okay, so the episode's about a hypochondriac who is, he's always got the doctor over. He's like, check me, check my temperature, check, my blood, my pressure, all that. And doctor's like, he's fine. He's like the healthiest guy I have. And he's the healthiest patient I've got. And he's like, to the wife, he's like, you look a little bit ill though. Here's some vitamins. You go get yourself some
Yeah,
vitamins.
just handing out prescriptions to anybody, right?
He
What
doesn't
a
even
great doctor.
he doesn't check it. He doesn't even like check her pulse or anything. He
No,
just looks at her and goes, "You could use some vitamins. You're looking a bit rough."
you know what those vitamins are. They're like codeine and Oxycontin.
Do you know what I think it is? I think he's just like, I feel sorry for you that you have to put up with this asshole, so I'm just going to give
Yeah.
you some
So
medication.
here's some methamphetamine.
Yes, it'll make him bearable. Uh,
hmm
so he's awful to his wife. He's an unlikable character. This Bedeker, Mr. Bedeker. He's just awful to everyone, and he's like, "Oh, there's a chill. Shut that window." He's very demanding, and he's left alone. And a figure appears, the devil. He goes by a different name. He goes by was it Cadawalder? For, I'm sure that means something. I'm sure that's got like some sort of biblical like connotation.
I
That
have no idea. Catawalla. I couldn't place it at all. Like, it was a confusing, like, long name. Like, just go by Lucifer.
it is what it is. But he's like, oh, I've got a deal to make. I've got a proposition, and you're a man who likes a bargain. Do you know what's funny? I was almost getting like. He's almost like the evil version of the character from the second episode, One for the Angels. He's like an evil peddler.
Yeah, it did have a little bit of a repeat
Yeah,
um, theme going on.
but he's like, ah,
I
so
noticed it.
what if you could live forever? What if you could live for 200 years, 300 years, 1,000 years? And he's like, 1,000 years? Oh, do go on. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And he's like, yeah, I just need to do one tiny little, breadcrumb of something from you. Just a little bit of you. It's just your soul. Nothing big. He's like, my
Right.
soul? What's the soul? What does that do? And of course he doesn't tell him. He's just like, you don't need the soul. You barely miss it. It's fine. So I mean that's actually literally the first, because obviously you know the halfway mark, because the ad break always happens at the adway mark. So
hmm
the adway mark, the halfway mark,
Halfway
which
mark is right too. Yeah.
yeah, but you get, even watching it on the Blu-ray, I get it'll go to black, then the title screen will come up again for when it came back from the ads. So you always know that it's the halfway mark. So the first half of the episode is just the devil in the room talking to him
hmm
and convincing him to take this deal, and that's kind of where we end the first half. And then the second half is time has jumped a little bit, and he's doing basically insurance fraud by jumping in front of
A little
trains.
bit. This second half escalates so fast.
It
It
really
goes
does.
from like making the deal with the devil to testing whether his hands get burned on a radiator to jumping in front of a train. It I cracked up when he did that. It was so out of left field. Like, whoa, this is where this episode is going.
He just walks up, yeah,
Yeah,
just walks off the platform, just dives in front of the train, and he gets up, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to sue you guys," and I'm like, "Oh, he's a fraud. He's basically just he knows he can't get hurt, so he's just, because that's the thing, he's invincible. It's not just that he's going to live for a long time; he's invincible."
he can't die. Yeah, he can't die unless he asks the devil to take his soul. He's immortal
Yeah.
now.
So a little bit of credit, not enough credit, I don't think, but a little bit of credit for when he jumped in front of the train. I thought to myself as the train was riding over him, I thought, I bet when he gets up, his clothes are going to be fine, and I was going to be annoyed because no bullshit, the clothes should be wrecked. Now, to their
Mhm.
credit, when he did get up, they were a little damaged. I don't think it was enough. I think the back of his coat should have been shredded, but I'll take it.
He should have been dragged into for like four stations
Probably.
also.
Unless, well, no, if he's invincible, can he keep a grip on like something and like not move? Because
Oh,
he's invincible, he's actually technically strong enough to do it.
so wouldn't the train like move then instead, like treat it as a bump?
Or stall, you mean?
I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, stall. I
Maybe.
don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, the rules are a bit confusing, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, it, it's a weirdly fun, odd episode, and I kind of loved every second of it. Even in the beginning, I'm like, what is this guy? He's an asshole to his wife. I didn't even realize she was his wife at first. I thought, is that his wife? And then he just treats her like a servant. I'm like, maybe she's just like his assistant. He only
Mm.
calls her like her name was Ethel. Anyway, um, but she like clearly cared about him, and he kept saying that she was trying to kill him for insurance money. He was It was such a bizarre story, such a bizarre episode. But I,
Ethel.
I, I loved it, and I loved the message once we get to there too.
Ethel's such an old timey name, and obviously
Yeah, you don't get a lot of Ethels anymore.
this is from the end of the 50s, so that makes sense. It's one of those things. Actually, obviously, I talk a lot about comic book characters. Is you realize that a lot of the characters, like Barbara and Richard, and all these names are really old school. I'm like, that's because they're all 60 to 80 years old. They were all created in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. That's why they all
Yeah,
sound old.
that's why they all sound like they're from World War II.
Yeah, yeah. So he's doing this, and we see that he's got multiple insurance because the insurance guy as he's leaving like runs into a second insurance guy, and he knows him from the office. Like, oh hey Bob, and it's like, yeah, what are you here for? Oh, I was train accident. Oh, bus accident. It's like,
Yeah, he kind of goes through a list of things, like different ways that he's been trying to kill himself, at that scene too, and he can't get a thrill out of it anymore.
I,
Like
I,
he's just thrill seeking.
this is where I have my one critique of the episode. My one real critique is that I
Okay.
do feel that I like this idea that he eventually like thinks life is boring because he can't die. There's no risk, right? That's kind of the point of the episode. I do kind of wish it took more time for him to get there. I feel like he's already there after the ad break. As if
Yeah,
like
we
there's no
don't know how much time that has passed, but it doesn't seem like it's been very long. Seems
there's,
like it's been 15 minutes,
I feel
maybe.
like because I feel like the story's him learning that, but I feel like he's already learned that after the ad break, and it's like okay, well, where was the arc? Where was the I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like that short Black Mirror episode with the doctor who can feel pain, like the pain of his patients. I think it was part of the Black Christmas. Is that right? No, not Black Christmas. But he's got the contraption on his head so he can
Oh sure,
feel the
yeah.
pain from his patients and stuff. But because he's constantly feeling pain, he needs to feel more and more pain. This is kind of like that where he's just thrill seeking because he can't feel it anymore. And it's a good reflection from being a hypochondriac where he was always afraid of living because he might die to dying in order to feel like life was worth living. It's kind of a neat contrast.
Do you know what this is? This is someone being too scared to play Dark Souls, and then they get offered Dark Souls with invincibility, and it's boring because there's no challenge. That's what this is.
I will never play a From Software game, so I will never know that challenge. I refuse.
I have dabbled, and I want to love them. I think they're really well made games. I don't know if I have the patience to
No,
actually get through them.
no. Well, I did. I tried Demon Souls many years ago when I got a PlayStation 3, and never again. I couldn't get
I
past like the first skeleton kept killing me like every time. Like this
yeah.
is bullshit. This isn't a game. This isn't even fun. Like, why did they make a game that you can't win? It's stupid.
You're upsetting so many people right now. And you spoke too fast for me to make an age joke. I was going to dive in there. I was going to say something witty. It was going to be great.
I didn't play Demon Souls on my Atari system. No.
No, I was going to say you got a PS3 in your 30s.
That might not be wrong.
Oh, really? You got a PS3 late? See, my joke is that you were already 30 when the PS3 came out, but that's fine. That's fine. We can,
Oh yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Good one. Got one in. Good job.
You can tell Tara's getting comfortable on the show because now she's giving me sass.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So he basically keeps trying to kill himself, and he goes up to the roof, and the wife goes up to try and stop him because his new plan is to jump off the roof. And in trying to stop him, she falls off the roof herself and falls to her death. And he doesn't even care, which is, I guess, is maybe where the lack of a soul comes in. Is like he doesn't care about anything, which is very similar to the rules on the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. When a vampire is created and they lose their soul, that's why they can feed on people, because they don't have remorse, they don't have guilt, they don't have all these things. That was a
Ding.
that was a natural reference. Don't shake your head at me. That was natural. Firefly, be nice, be nice. So he calls the police in a very matter of fact way. Says, "There's nothing, no danger. I killed my wife. Yes, I'll stay here. I'll wait for you." And he wants to go to the electric chair. He wants the thrill of the electric chair. Unfortunately for him, his lawyer is good enough to talk them down to life in prison, and with no opportunity of parole. So he's in prison for life.
Which for him is eternity.
Which for him is eternity. Admittedly, though, correct me if I'm wrong here, maybe this wasn't always the case, but a life sentence isn't literally forever, right? Like, a life sentence is a defined amount of time.
Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's always been that way. But it is kind of great for the story that he would be in prison for the rest of his life, which would mean
ever, yes.
Eternity. Yeah.
Yes. So he calls the devil, or the devil just appears actually. It is like, hey, do you want your escape clause now? Do you want me to be the one to kill it? Because that's what the escape clause is. The titular escape clause is that the devil is the one person who can show up and kill him if he wants to end it. So.
And he says specifically that it would be painless and quick.
Yeah.
But as a man who's afraid of dying, like he thought that he would never use it. Like, what idiot would ever choose to die when you can live forever?
Yeah, I feel like I would think, well, if I'm invincible, I can probably escape from prison with a bit of effort.
Yeah, I bet Deadpool can do it, like by chewing off an arm or something and squeezing through the rails. Yeah, for sure.
That's the life of a fugitive, but eventually they'll stop looking for him, because eventually they'll all just assume he's dead.
It would be a thrill.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, but let's say 50 years past, no one's going to be looking for someone who looks like him anymore, because he's gotten older. He's dead.
Yeah.
They would assume that anyway. But yeah, so.
Why not live eternity in Cabo or Hawaii? Tahiti.
Yeah. Or.
You can't die, just swim. Swim to Hawaii.
That's a good point, yeah. He doesn't even have to worry. He can literally just rest and just not care about drowning for a while when he gets tired. Does he even get tired? Is that part of being invincible?
I don't know. The rules are unclear.
Does he have to eat? Does he have to drink? Does he have to sleep?
There's so many unanswered questions. I hope they make a sequel.
Actually, do you know the one thing that occurred to me as I was watching this? After the train scene, when I realised he was just basically using it to defraud people, is I thought, if this was made now, someone would at least pose the question of, shouldn't you become a superhero? But that wasn't in the mindset in the 50s, right? That wasn't the...
You think it would be, though, because superheroes were kind of a 50s thing, weren't they?
I mean, yeah,
after the atomic age and...
I mean, they existed in comics, and the Superman TV show would have been on by this point. But like, I feel like now though, like if you get a power of any kind, the first question is, are you going to be a superhero? Like, that's just how we think about it now.
Yeah. Well, he was clearly a supervillain.
I don't know if I'd use the word super. He was a shitty villain.
Yeah. He was on the level of Condiment King, right? I don't know my supervillains.
No, Condiment King. No, you got one. That's a good obscure super villain to pop up. Again, the word super might be not apt, but
okay. Calendar Man.
There you
on
go.
The level of Calendar Man. Okay.
Calendar Man, yeah. Calendar Man's a fun one. But yeah, that's the episode. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it mainly because of the performances of obviously the main character Bedeker, but the devil as well. Both of those guys did a really good job of giving it charisma. Even though he wasn't likable, he was entertaining to watch because he was such a dickhead.
Oh my god, he was so much fun to watch. Yeah, and I liked watching his downfall. I liked the contrast of his wife, who was a great actress also, who just constantly worried. She did look like she was, very tired from taking care of him all the time. And, when she thought that he was going to jump off the roof just for the thrill of it, like, she was legitimately scared for him, and it was a very effective scene. And then when she just, falls off and he feels nothing, it's like, oh, you really feel nothing, because I felt something for her.
I almost wanted the Curb Your Enthusiasm music to start playing there and then just credits roll.
I mean, that should be a lesson right there. That would have worked.
It's
He's a little Larry David-y.
a little bit. A little bit. I can picture Larry David in a bed complaining that he's sick when he's not, and like just demanding
Uh,
Cheryl like get him things.
yeah, accusing her of leaving the window open on purpose so that he'd be cold
Yeah,
and miserable.
yeah. I could see him saying that, and he's like, "You just want my Seinfeld money. That's all you want. You want my Seinfeld money."
Did you have to read Dr. Faustus in school? Because it kind of reminded me of that.
Nah.
No, it's like a play from the Renaissance. It's good. It's about a guy who's like a scientist, and he basically like masters all knowledge on Earth, so he contacts demons and the devil in order to uh, earn like their knowledge also, because he's already learned everything he can. And it's not eternal life. It's like the devil grants him the knowledge of the devil basically, and but it's only for a period of 24 years. And then if he takes it because it's his hubris, he thinks that it's 24 years with the knowledge of the devil. Surely he can find a way to get out of the contract in time. But he just ends up like wasting his power to do like stupid pranks, and forgets by the time it's 24 years later that he was supposed to find a way out of the clause. And yeah, I won't tell you how it ends, but it's not a good ending for him. But it's very similar. It just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, I guess this one, unlike some of the others where they feel really original for the time, this one feels a bit more like a classic story, right? You make a deal with
Hmm.
the devil, and there's kind of a trick almost where,
There's always, yeah,
and of
you're
course
never going to get the good end of the deal.
the trick here is quite simple. It's just that yeah, it's too good to be true. Like immortal life sounds great, but without a soul, what's the point? Like immortal life with a soul, sure, maybe that's
Hmm.
just fine, but
Yeah, and to take risks, you know,
take
don't
risks.
just because you can get hurt doesn't mean you should stay in bed and not take any risk.
Yeah, you could literally be hit by a car any day now.
It's true.
So you just soak it up and you go into the big bad world and just look both ways before you cross the road and just
Look good both ways, but enjoy your life.
but
Yeah,
enjoy your life. Yes.
pretty good
Yeah.
episode, I thought. Pretty fun.
It's a fun episode. I don't think it's one that I'll remember for the good plot necessarily, but it was a fun one because of the performances. I think.
And it's so left field from all the other ones we've had so far. Like this is the most ridiculous one.
Sure. Yeah. I can see that. But no, fun stuff. And then obviously Rod Serling comes on at the end and tells us about the next one, which he sort of introduces, oh, this actress is next to me is a main part of the story, and then the camera pulls out and it's a mannequin. Which, by the way, that's now the second time we've had a mannequin in this show
Yeah.
who's been
What if
presumed
it's
to
the
be
same one?
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're reusing props. They're saving money. But the next one, if I look at the title, it's called The Lonely. Oh, The Lonely, and there's a mannequin. I wonder what sort of romance we're going to be dealing with. I could be wrong
Ugh.
though. A convict living alone on an asteroid. Oh yeah, I forgot. He said it was on an asteroid. That's actually quite interesting.
Mhm.
A convict living alone on an asteroid receives from the police a realistic woman robot. This could be interesting, especially with like I wonder if this one's dated badly.
I don't know. I remember watching this one. I
Really,
remember the description, but I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything important from the episode, but I do remember the description now that you say it out loud. So I don't remember it from Rod Sterling's description, but that one rings a bell.
I'm excited. I see this one being fun, either for good reasons or for bad reasons.
Well, we're going off Earth. That'll be fun.
Yeah, this is the first time we've left Earth.
Hmm.
Sure, the first
Another
episode
milestone.
was about leaving Earth, but they never quite made it yet. It was all just a test run.
Oh. Hmm.
Just a test run. There you go. So that's been episode 6 of the Twilight Zone. This is the classic Twilight Zone, of course. I should have said that at the start. Because, of course, me and Connor are over doing the new episodes of the new 2019 Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele. First couple will already be up, actually, by the time you see this episode. So go check out that. But you can, of course, let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. You can like and you can subscribe. And you can... Do you know what I'm going to do next time, just to scare the shit out of Tara? I'm going to let you do the plugs.
You had me do that last week.
Oh, the plugs. I had you do the. I didn't make you do all the plugs. I didn't make you do the Patreon and all that. Go on, tell me about the Patreon.
Oh. Okay, yeah, you can sign up for Patreon, little as $1 per month, and you get special bonus episodes of things like Screams After Midnight,
I like
and you
that.
get a bunch of stuff a week early, including the Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch more content from Mild Fuzz TV, you can check out the other videos. My favorite is the Star Trek reviews. They're reviewing the classic episodes. There's a whole back catalog, but you can also watch the current ones, which are for season 1 of Star Trek Next Generation. And I highly recommend as a Star Trek fan.
That was pretty good. There's just one fairly notable flaw in all that.
Oh,
You never said the address for the Patreon.
I don't know what it is. Oh, is it Mild Fuzz TV?
Yeah, patreon.com/mailfuzztv. It's really easy.
Okay. All
Really
right.
easy. It was also on the screen when you were doing it.
Oh, I only look at myself.
Is it not more
This shouldn't be any news to anybody. I'm
is
just
it
watching me the whole time.
is it not customary to look at the other person when you're talking to them?
I mean, not when you look as good as me. Sorry.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. Keep watching TV in the Twilight Zone.